In Matthew 24, the disciples come to him and they point out to him the amazing buildings of the temple. And then they say to him, Jesus says, well, not one stone is going to be left on another. And then they say to him, when will these things be, and what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age? Well, they made a mistake by rolling into one question several independent questions. Now, Jesus didn't correct their mistake. He simply ran with it. And one of the things he says is that the signs of coming will be fulfilled within the generation of the people he's speaking to, and there would be all sorts of things going on which would be signs of the end, and also that there would be an end of the temple. And at the same time, he distinguishes between those signs and that day, that there is a day, and he doesn't, I think, say that the day of his own coming back to earth will be within the generation of the people he's speaking to. But I think he does indicate that the temple will fall in that generation, as indeed it did. So in AD 70, the Jerusalem temple was destroyed. The Romans conquered Jerusalem. And since then, there has been no more Jewish temple. So it was a major change after 1,000 years on and off of having a temple, a central place that was no more. And I think that's significant because, of course, it tells Christians that what the temple stood for is really found in Jesus. That is, the temple was a place to access the presence of God, and that's what we get through Jesus Christ. One of the things that happened before the time of the New Testament is that Jews, many of them began meeting locally in synagogues or gatherings, and that's a movement which has really flourished over time, and they would do that to study God's Word, the Torah, together. But what many of them feel is really missing is a temple. Some of them want to build another temple, but for Christians, Jesus is the supreme temple, the place where you really encounter God. In fact, in the Old Testament, the place at the very center of the temple, the Holy of Holies, is described as a cube, and there's only one other cube in the Bible. It's in the book of Revelation, where the New Jerusalem, where people meet with God, is described as an absolutely giant cube. So it's a place where you meet God, and it's big enough for lots of people.